What's up, dudes and dudettes? This is Pip Surfer with another daily update for the Cowabunga system. Hope you all had a great Memorial Day weekend, and what a day to remember all of those, especially in the U.S., who have given their lives to help give us the freedom that we have this day. So much appreciation to all our armed forces, and thank you for what you do to give us this opportunity. So hope you all had a great time, just at least, if anything, to give you some time to just relax, recuperate, and all that sort of thing. So let's get right into today's update. Today's probably a good learning day because we had a few things happen on the 4-hour chart as far as trend determination. But before I do anything, let me just go ahead and take a look. We had quite a few comments on Friday, and that's great. I love it. I've kind of just read a few of these things, and just to save some time because I only have about 10 minutes, as you know, to do this video. And I've kind of pre-read them, summed them up, and got generalized themes to see what's going on here. One of the themes is, or questions is, can you use this system with another system at the same time, as far as, can you have an intraday trading system as well as swing trading system? And the answer is absolutely yes. You can have more than one system going on at the same time. You want to make sure that that they don't conflict with each other. For example, yes, if you have, you might want to trade different pairs. You might want to have two different time trading periods. For example, an intraday trading system and a swing trading system. Those work well together, and it also works well if you trade multiple pairs. But with that said, don't eat more than you can chew. Wait, did I say that right? I meant don't bite off more than you could chew, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. Master one system, make profits consistently, and then think about adding something else. So it's a long process. You're not going to get everything. You're not going to get your whole trading routine down right away. It's going to take some time, but it'll be well worth it if you do your due diligence and hard work and homework and testing and all that sort of thing before jumping in with some money. All right, so that was a great question. Another question was, what about the stop loss? Sometimes I just go for the nearest 50 or 0 level. Sometimes I go for the same amount of pips I'm risking. If the profit potential, for example, for entry is too close to a 50 or 0 level, let's say within 10 pips, then I'll go for the same amount of pips I'm risking on the trade. Sometimes, like if it's 12, 13 pips, I still will go for the same amount of pips I'm risking, because when you factor in the spread, you're really only going to get a single-digit pip profit potential, if that makes sense. So, even with 12 pips, with the spread figure, maybe you're getting 9 or 8 pips of net profit, and that's really not enough considering what you're risking on the trade. So in those cases, I weigh the options and look, hey, it might be a little more beneficial, even if the target might seem a far way off. If I just bump it to the same amount of pips I'm risking, then I'm getting a good reward to risk ratio, and that's what we want. That's one of those things that you want to have when you're trading. Another questions is asking about the trend, like when do you determine it? You actually have to stay awake to trade the system. If you're in the U.S., that might be kind of difficult because this starts at midnight and goes all the way until around noon the next day. For European traders, it's a little easier because the times are actually normal hours for you guys. With that said, though, with the U.S., there are several ways to kind of get around that. Is you can set alerts and wake up. You can stay awake if you have a night job, or the not so recommended one is trading at work. But that can be dangerous because you're not paying full attention to the charts. I won't condone it, but I will say that I have done that in the past. So I've found ways to make this system work for me, and sometimes that's what you got to do, but make sure it doesn't affect your concentration, anything like that. So anyways, I think that might be about all the things. Oh, other people want to know about my chart, what chart I use, setup, etc. I'm using XTick. XTick allows me to make those black candles when there's a crossover, and purple candles when there's a crossover for a short side. So it all depends on the charting system you use. I'm not familiar with MetaTrader too much because I've been trading this system on XTick for a long time now, and once I found something that worked for me, I stuck with it. I didn't want to continue to mess with other charting programs. You find something that works for you, stick with it. But with that said, there in the forums there are people that use MetaTrader, and there's actually a dedicated thread for people who trade the Cowabunga system and use MetaTrader. And you just click on the forums and then click on free Forex trading systems, and you'll see it. It's like the second or third thread on there. So hopefully that will help you. Again, if you need the rules to this system, click this, read this first link. There's also a link up here if this is your first time. Read this. That has all the details for the system. All right, that was a long-winded response to all those comments, but again, I appreciate them and thank you for leaving them. And since I'm here, let me just check out the news events for today. Remember, didn't trade yesterday because of Memorial Day. Today's Tuesday, and let's just look. Our only main news event was consumer confidence. That was at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Other than that, it's pretty wide open. Now, let's get to the fun part. Go to our 4-hour chart and let's look at our trend. All right, this is what my chart looked like before midnight. Okay, so as far as I know, we haven't had any new trend change candles since this one made back on the 18th. So we're still in an uptrend. And at midnight, I'm looking for long trades only until I see a new trend change candle. Now, if I move this chart forward one candle, you'll see that right here at 4 a.m., this is a new trend change candle. See, I got you, because if you look closely, there's a crossover here, right? But if you look at the indicators, remember, the indicators have to line up. RSI is not below 50, excuse me. It has to be below 50. Stochastics are trending down, which is fine, but RSI is not trending down. So we have to wait till the next candle to see if the indicators will match this crossover. So next candle, that didn't happen. In fact, the charts moved back up. So this whole time, even though we had this brief crossover, this whole time the trend has remained up the entire day. So that can be a little tricky, but rewind this video if you need to and rewatch that explanation. But the trend remained up the entire day. So now if I go to my 15-minute chart, remember, only looking for long trades, and our news events at 10. So we're just looking for long trades at this point. Okay, here's a crossover at 12:45. Look at the indicators. RSI is above 50. Stochastics trending up. But MACD was already positive from the candle before, so this is no entry. So you just stay out and continue to watch the market. Okay, looking for crossovers to the long side only. Only looking for long trades. Here's a crossover at 7 a.m. Again, RSI is above 50. Stochastics trending up. But once again, MACD was positive already from the candle before. So no entry once again on this one. So it still stayed out. And you can see that the market did move up in the favor of the crossover. That's just one of those unfortunate things that we missed. And that's pretty much the rest of the day. Let me just zoom back. This is the news candle right here, just so you could see a lot of volatility there. But the rest of the day, we didn't get any other signals, unfortunately. So pretty much it was just a watching day for me. I just kind of stayed out, looked at the market, didn't see anything. But during these times, this is when you want to work on your other trading skills. You know, read up on something, learn something new. Don't just stay idle when you don't get a signal. This is the time that you invest back in yourself, in your trading education. So, but hopefully this was a good update for you. Hopefully it's informative and that you learned something. If not, again, ask questions in the blog or in the forums, and I'll try to answer them as best as possible. But that does it for today, and I will see you all on the next update. Cowabunga, dudes.